okay. I mean, it's got something in there that I'm interested in, and that is It's Goal has got an open challenge. So we've got an It's Goal open challenge. In fact, I don't know if I might even be able to show you what I'm looking at, which might make it a little bit more interesting. If we go here. So, WWE, I'm on their X account. So, It's Goal has got an open challenge. Obviously, not sure who's going to answer that, but I do enjoy a little bit of It's Goal. Then we've got the Mog Squads. Not a big fan, but, you know, okay, let's see what they bring. This is the Mog Squad in action against Marcus Mathers, Sam Holloway, I like, and Cappuccino Jones. So, 6-person tag match. It's just a way, really, of getting a lot of talent onto the show. It's just a way of kind of showcasing a real bulk load of people. And, you know, a lot of these are going to obviously make their presence felt on NXT in the future. So, if you haven't really been watching Evolve, or you have seen some of these people and you don't quite remember what they're like, these kind of big multi-person tag matches are obviously a really good way of kind of getting to know them. So Mog Squad taking on Marcus Mathers, Cappuccino Jones, and Sam Holloway. And then we've got this one. This is a match, a women's match. I don't know that it's like number one contenders or anything, but obviously it's an important match because the winner will take quite a big step forward towards a title opportunity. Loser, of course, kind of find themselves in the pack, but not at the front of the queue. PJ Vasa, who's got to be the favourite here, going up against Carmen Petrovic. So PJ Vasa, obviously, very interesting prospect. She seems to be a very credible Samoan female, big, strong. She looks the part. Obviously, still a bit more development to be done. It's not like she's ready for the main roster or anything. She's kind of just cooking away in Evolve at the moment. But a very interesting prospect, someone that WWE seem very excited by. And then Carmen Petrovic, who's really quite interesting because, I mean, they've not got rid of her when they maybe could have. She was in NXT and then she sort of slipped down to Evolve. And I don't know, they're starting to give her a bit more of a look. She's kind of getting a bit more TV time. I don't know that she's necessarily changed a great deal, but maybe they're happy with her in-ring work. Perhaps they're thinking her in-ring work is looking a little bit stronger. It's funny because if you go down here, look, NXT from 2025. So here we've got NXT 2025 talking about Carmen, talking about Callie with an NXT graphic. Here we are an hour ago, obviously 2026. She's taken on PJ Vasa. So I don't know. This could go either way. I think PJ Vasa's got to be the favourite, but well, they have been looking at Carmen recently. And, you know, this is kind of last chance saloon for her. She can't now start just putting over loads of people in Evolve because there's nowhere else for her to kind of go to. So it's kind of, yeah, you got to deliver in Evolve. So that'll be interesting, actually. I can't quite work which way that's going to go. But as I said, I think PJ Vasa probably the favourite. 6-person tag will be interesting, and I'm always here for an It's Goal open challenge. So, with all of that being said, I am looking forward to this show. Should be good. There's not loads of news out there today. I've just been looking at the news. To be honest, I haven't even seen any CM Punk rumors. But it seems like the big news today is that some debunking of CM Punk rumors. Apparently, there was some CM Punk rumors yesterday that he might have been asked to have taken a pay cut or something. I didn't even see those rumors. But today, people are like, no, that was rubbish. So it is a bit weird, actually, seeing like some of the big news of today just being news from yesterday getting debunked when I didn't even see that news yesterday. So I don't know. It kind of suggests that the wrestling world is a little bit bored at the moment. They're having to make their own entertainment up. So yeah, apparently there's nothing really to any CM Punk drama, and he is expected to return soon. William said, chat, I've got a lot of criticism from the Me and Dave's podcast. I just want to talk wrestling. I don't ever get the chance. Most of the crit is hateful, but some makes me think. William, I hope you're okay, buds. I wouldn't worry about any sort of negative feedback, William. I mean, I feel like if ever you do anything in life where you kind of stick your head above the parapet, if ever you kind of, speak into a microphone and do any kind of form of content, that is always going to generate opinions. Because people are watching and they're thinking about what you're saying. And, you're always going to have people that enjoy, and you're always going to have people that don't enjoy. And, I wouldn't worry about it. It's a bit difficult at first to sort of block that sort of noise out, the negativity out. But, I don't know, I've got pretty good at I don't even really see it now. You lot are really good when it comes to, kind of removing anything that's not constructive from the chat. So, I mean, I don't really see much in the live chat. And then anyone that hits me up online is pretty positive, just like really enjoyed the stream today, or, that occasionally I might have to just take some out of opinions videos if it's not about the show. But that's quite rare, to be honest, very rare. So you get it. You get it. It happens. It's not anything out of the ordinary, but I wouldn't let it get to you if it has sort of got to you in any way. So, yeah, good luck to you. Good luck to you and Dave and your podcast. Hopefully, it just keeps going from strength to strength. Kian said, Daze, hope you're doing well. I'm good. Hope you're having a good day. I am now that England just won. Hope things are going well for the family. Thank you, Kian, and you. I've not watched NXT because I've been watching some Jenna Ortega. I thought you might have. I'm going to be ordering some Wednesday stuff tonight. Well, to be honest, Kian, it's a good night to order Wednesday stuff because it is Wednesday. If you was to do that any other day of the week, I think it's actually against the law. So today is definitely the correct day to be doing that. So I support that, Kian. I very much support that. Is there a new season of that show coming? I'd imagine so. I've still never seen it, but it's not really my thing. Although I didn't mind, like, the first Addams Family film, I didn't mind it. I can't say it's one that I, went back to much, but it was fine. It was a fine, fun family watch when I was young. I think I saw the second one as well. There was one where they went to, a holiday summer camp. I can't quite remember which one's which, but I haven't seen them since probably when they came out, to be honest. Hence why the Wednesday show never quite grabbed me. But I could see it being fun. I'd imagine they're working on a new series. Brian said, I'm thinking Punk's just taking a bit of time off and we'll be back at SummerSlam. Yeah, I believe so. That's what I thought. But apparently there was rumours of some issues. And then today, the rumours have now been debunked. So no one is aware of any drama. No talent seemingly is aware of any drama. That coming from Fightful Select. So, yeah, great. We're right back to where we thought we were. Daisy, streaming World Cup matches, said Jeremy. I'm not, but no, I'm not. I learned many years ago to just focus on wrestling. So my goal right now is to... get a few things fixed, because we were doing a lot of shorts and we were sharing those on TikTok and Instagram and all of that. I mean, I can create new accounts and sort all of that, but the problem that I've got is if I'm just going to put up the same sort of shorts that I was doing before, they'll just get taken down again. So it's not as easy as just creating new accounts. I've really got to think about what content is actually going to go up on those accounts. So we were talking a little bit about that yesterday. So, my thought process is my head's in that space. That's kind of where I am at the moment. And as we said, with the whole European tour thing and everything, that's kind of caused a bit of extra disruption. So rather than worrying about World Cup and football and things that don't have anything to do with wrestling, I'm trying to figure out how to sort of fix a few things that are broken at the moment. Days. William, shout out to you. I'm doing great, says William. Good. Trini said, I would consider criticism to be just loud white noise unless it's coming from someone that matters. Because if they don't matter, then why would their opinion matter? It's true, isn't it? It's a weird one, though, because I mean, a lot of people, when they kind of do this, they obviously want to make a difference. They want to kind of say how they're really feeling, and it is jarring. It's just really jarring to have someone say you're an idiot or something like that. You kind of talk in your truth. You're sharing like how you think and how you feel, and you really obviously believe in your point. And to have someone turn around and go, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about, that is quite difficult at first to sort of kind of wrap your head around and compute and kind of go, no, I do know what I'm on about. But yeah, it's all part of the world, isn't it, really? It's kind of part of it now. I always think about those big stars, like a Taylor Swift or an Ed Sheeran. Like, could you imagine the amount of hate they must get? I mean, they must be obviously very protected from it. I can't imagine they sit there just reading all the negativity. I'm sure it just kind of doesn't even enter into their vision. But yeah, there is sometimes you get people like hitting you up on X with some negative comments, and it's really difficult to not sort of respond, because you can sort of see what they're saying and why they might be saying it, because they've took something you've said the wrong way, or they've took something you've said out of context, or whatever it might be, and you want to correct it. You kind of feel like there's that desire to go back and go, no, that's not what I meant when I said that. You've took that the wrong way. But then, you just, I've done it before, and then you start getting into a deeper conversation, and do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's hard to find the exit ramp. It's kind of really hard to find the way out of the conversation, because, they'll probably stand their ground on whatever. You'll obviously be standing your ground, and it's just hard. I really don't think social media in particular, like X is, I just don't think it's set up for that. I don't think it's good for that. Because I think something like body language is actually quite important. I mean, I could have a conversation with someone that I disagree with in a pub, and it would be fine, I mean, it would be civil. I would be able to look at how they're delivering, the tone of their voice, the body language, the way that they're talking. And obviously, there's a lot you can get from that. And chances are they're a good, nice person that's going to be very civil. I'm going to be civil as well in this conversation. And then, hopefully we could, find some common ground or something. But with social media in particular, like X, you've just got text. And how you read it in your mind might not be how it was written. Do you know what I mean? You might read it as being quite a fiery, angry sort of rant, when actually that's not how the person intended it. So it doesn't bring out the best in humanity, does it, social media? It doesn't bring out the best in us. So again, I mean, you're absolutely right, Trini. You're absolutely right. There's that old saying, isn't there? If you wouldn't go to that person for advice, why would you worry about their criticism? So, you can sort of tell yourself that, but it can still be a bit difficult. But yeah, disappointing to hear that if you've had any of that sort of feedback, William. Certainly, there's no real need for it, is there? I mean, if someone doesn't like what you're doing, just go somewhere else. I mean, there's so much content. Do you know what I mean? There's not really a need for negativity. Unless people are obviously really invested in what you do, and then they just don't like that one episode or something. I mean, that's understandable. But I don't know. I sensed that maybe someone had crossed a line for William. The only thing was I curse a lot, said William. Maybe I shouldn't curse as much as I do. I become more comfortable. Just be you. I mean, just be you. That's what I would say. I wouldn't. It's kind of hard. I mean, there's no. I'm. You know me. You lot know me. There is no way I could stream all these hours and be pretending to be someone that I'm not. Right. So I think I wouldn't recommend changing. I wouldn't recommend trying to put on an act or anything. I mean, genuinely, if we went for a drink, you know how I would be. I would be exactly like I am now, right? Chatting away, trying to, have a little bit of a laugh and hopefully, approachable or whatever. So yeah, I think it's really hard. I mean, if you might want to, if you can, tone down a bit of the swearing just for YouTube, really, because YouTube doesn't really like it. But I wouldn't recommend like drastically changing who you are or anything. I don't think that's the most comfortable way forward. Big Time said, Daze, traditional TV is on the decline. Breaking news. And less people are watching wrestling. More breaking news. We're seeing the NBA Finals hitting the best figures in over 30 years. Oh, that's interesting. There has been a lot of hype around it because of it being the Knicks. New York, I mean, honestly, the basketball doesn't really reach me. I have to go and look and see what's happening. I don't normally tend to just get, like, it encroaching on my life. But actually, this is at the moment. Because of it being New York and the fact the New Yorkers are going so crazy about it, that actually there's a lot more noise around this. So I could believe that, actually. I could believe that this is having an effect. So it's the best figures in over 30 years. Wow. New York Knicks doing 24 million. Wow. That is impressive. Monday Night Football World Cup will break records. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm giddy with excitement for the World Cup. England played tonight and actually just won 3-0 in Orlando, beat Costa Rica 3-0. So I was just watching that game, actually, or a little bit of that game. And World Cup starts tomorrow, and I am super excited. Really cannot wait for it. Whether it breaks numbers, I don't know how our American friends are going to connect with it. I really don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of Americans that obviously just don't care for soccer. And even though the World Cup is there, it's just not really on their radar. They've probably heard it's happening. And who knows, they might even tune in to see how the USA get on. But I really don't know how the average American... Because we know, obviously, that America is so successful. When it comes to the Olympics, they do so well, like normally top the table. When it comes to, any sort of like NFL, football, baseball, not that really I think there is in baseball, isn't there? There was some sort of like game where different countries played. And, America always does well. Although I think they lost, actually. Didn't they lose to, like, Venezuela or something? Like, baseball classic or I don't know. I'm well out my comfort zone. But, when they go to the Olympics, flipping the basketball dream team kills it and whatnot. So, I mean, USA is so used to being the best that I'd imagine this is quite jarring, the fact that they're clearly not when it comes to the World Cup. So I think as a result, like, it's hard for our American friends to care too much. They're kind of like, are we going to win it? Probably not. No, not bothered. Not bothered. It sucks then, doesn't it? Rubbish game. You like that game? Sucks. So I don't know. I really don't know how the World Cup's going to do numbers-wise in America. Hope it does well. Monday Night Football will do well. And the basketball numbers are crazy. 24 million. That's crazy. When do they play again? Oh, tonight. I saw that Donald Trump inspired the Spurs to victory the other day. So 2-1. I must admit, I am interested. I'm not interested enough to watch it, but I would like to know who ends up winning it. I'd like to know, like, does it go to the Knicks? Does it go to the Spurs? Like, who actually gets it in the end? So even me, someone that I would not call myself a basketball fan. I do like the Raptors, but I'll only really watch them and get into watching if they get to the playoffs, which they did this year, and they lost to the Cavs. So I do know something. So yeah, that's interesting. Season 3 isn't till next year, said Kian. It's in production. Jenna is busy right now. She's spending time with family, and the rest of the cast have got some other projects going on. Jenna also looked beautiful at her sister's wedding. Kian, shout out to you. I think you are the wrong side of stalker, but we welcome that in this community. Yeah, we see it as fun and banter. So, but I am a bit worried that you know literally everything there is to know about her, right? You could probably tell me what she had for dinner tonight as well, but I don't want to scare the other community members. Big Time said, Daze, traditional TVs on the... Oh, we read this one. True. Alan said, I still call it Twitter. It was great then. Yeah, I've made the adjustment. I do still refer to it as Twitter sometimes, but I've made the adjustment. I do call it X. Probably because, like, since Elon took over, it has had quite a few changes, and it's a bit controversial now, actually. Been a few people that have jumped ship and whatnot, so it does sort of feel different to when it was Twitter. So, yeah. I do call it Twitter from time to time, though. Alan said, I'm an Atlanta Hawks fan. A championship has been a while back. Actually, when we were St. Louis, says Alan. Plum Girl said, Daze, are the Unseens coming back? I'm missing my dose of Unseens. Oh, Plum Girl. Yes, they will, buds. So I am mentally thinking that tomorrow could be when it returns. That's kind of what I'm working towards. So I think what I want to do tonight is try and catch up with loads of notifications that I'm behind with. The whole, because of the European tour, I knew I wasn't going to be able to do Unseen. Certainly not like, the problem with Unseen is if you can't do it on the one day, you've then got 2 days to do and catch up with the next day. It becomes a lot harder. And I just kind of, fell out of it, really. So I need to get back into it. That's going to take a bit of time to catch up with everything over the last week or so. Probably 2 weeks or so now. And then, yeah, mentally, I'm thinking tomorrow. What I would say is it's obviously going to not have 2 weeks worth of stuff in it. If there's anything fun or anything like that I think would be good to include, I'll include. But news-wise, I'll just focus on the latest cutting-edge stuff. So I'm thinking tomorrow daytime is kind of what I've got penciled. But yeah, I'm looking to bring it back. Yeah, I'm looking to bring it back. The drought should be coming to an end, Plum Girl. And I hope you're doing well. Hope life's treating you well, buds. Steph said 103,000 people in a friendly stadium game in Auburn, Alabama yesterday. I'm in Alabama. This is going to set a record. What's that for, Steph? What 103,000 people in attendance for what? What is happening at the moment that could carry that? I mean, the NFL's not on, is it? College football? Is college football on? Could it be college football? I don't know when that runs. Doesn't that run in March? Isn't that the whole March Madness thing? No. That's basketball, isn't it? Is that basketball? I think that's basketball. Steph, explain yourself. What the hell's going on? What did 103,000 plus people go and watch? Trini said Americans might not be the biggest fans of football. However, they are huge fans of a party. That's true. And if it's one thing they know how to do, it's party. I'm sure they will have a ball with the World Cup. That's true. I mean, hopefully FIFA's got some good stuff planned. I mean, obviously there's like big watch areas and whatever. And to be honest, if it was going on, if I lived in America and there was like a big game that was going on and there was a big fan zone, I mean, I probably wouldn't go to the game depending on what the team is, certainly with the ticket prices. But I could wander down to the fan zone, If it's like flipping, I don't know, Mexico, Colombia or something like that, like just to get a bit of the vibe and just, kind of join in a little bit with the passion and everything and just get a taste. I mean, I'm guessing it's free to go to the fan zones. So, yeah, I mean, one of the problems, obviously, is that it's so spaced out, innit? I mean, you've got like Miami and you've got LA and you've got New York. So, I mean, a lot of the big cities have got games, Texas, whatever. But, oh God, it's just so big, isn't it? I think Florida's like the same size as the UK. So, I mean, if you're in Florida, you probably are going to feel very, very disconnected. I wonder if it would have not have just been better to have done the World Cup in a certain... Do you know what I mean? Like just the East Coast of America or something. I mean, America is so big. It's basically the size of Europe. So, I mean, like, it's a bit crazy that it's so spaced out. I mean, there's some games in Mexico, there's some games in Canada, they're on the west coast of America, east coast of America. I mean, it is really, and I don't think that helps, you know. I think if the World Cup came to England, I mean, the whole country would be feeling it, because there'd be games in Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, Leeds, London, you know, Southampton. It'd be all over the country. Every major city would have games. It'd be absolutely unavoidable. And so, you know, we would really feel it. I just sort of feel like in America, it's so spaced out that you could quite comfortably just live your life without engaging with the World Cup. And that's such a shame. That doesn't feel right. But I don't think there's enough football stadiums, or big football stadiums. I don't think there are, for like Florida to have it. So I don't know that you'd get away with just Florida being able to run it. But that might be better if it was like Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, you know, maybe if it's just a part of America, but it isn't. So we don't need to worry about it, right? It's all over the shop, but I can't wait. It starts obviously later today / Thursday, opening ceremony. I think Shakira's going to be a part of it. And then it goes into the first game, which is Mexico against South Africa, which is not an amazing game. It'll be good to see Mexico. I mean, they're always, you know, I mean, there'll be lovely energy, lovely vibe. It'll be good to sort of get a taste of it. But yeah, it's not like Brazil versus Argentina or anything like that. It's not like USA versus Canada or anything, you know. Should be an easy win for Mexico. And then I think on Friday it is America. I think America take the stage. That'll be big. That'll be good. That might grab people. You know, opening ceremony and a Mexico game on Thursday, and then America on Friday. England don't play until Wednesday, so got a bit of a wait. England played tonight, so they got a week until it's their turn. They're playing Croatia, which is a bit tricky, actually. I think England could just edge it 2-1, 1-0, something like that. It's going to be close, but that's next Wednesday. I think Canada's Saturday. I think it's Mexico, then USA, then Canada. So every day, though, I mean, you've got Brazil and Portugal and Argentina and Spain and France, and it's going to be so good. I'm so excited. Right. Days, with the Bloodline story, WWE had a boom period with SmackDown doing 2.4 in 2023 to 2024. At the time, multiple milestones like higher viewership and best demo since 2019 on Fox. Yeah, but I believe they were still on Fox, weren't they? I mean, they weren't getting those numbers on USA Network, so there is a big caveat in that I think you can remove at least 500,000, if not even more than that, by coming off Fox. I think Fox was, you know, obviously a big boost for WWE in comparison to go into USA Network. I think that's been a big downgrade. And yeah, of course, the creative has not been good. No one would say that the creative has been acceptable. It has not. But I think they've tried to go back to the Bloodline story to get a bit of momentum going again. And I know people are a bit mixed on that, but I sort of get it. I sort of get that, you know, we haven't found a replacement for the Bloodline. So, you know, whilst they're trying to build up Bron Breakker, they're trying to build up Jacob, they're trying to build up some new stars. Perhaps just temporarily, we've got Roman. Let's just go back to the Bloodline. Let's just try and get that ball rolling again. Let's just, you know, it's tried, it's tested, it works. People care for it. Roman's the biggest star we've got. This is a significant next chapter in his story. But it ain't going to bring us back to those numbers because we're not on Fox. So WWE will be hoping that it can do something over the summer. But yeah, obviously being on that European tour hasn't helped. At King Gamer said Stephen A. Smith has said that Goldberg is his GOAT. There we go. Man knows ball, doesn't he? I've now seen 5 people saying the same. When it comes to Goldberg, is he top 10? Overrated or undervalued? I think Goldberg is overrated by Stephen A. Smith. He doesn't make my top 10. Not a chance in hell, right? I think Goldberg was limited. I think that his booking in WCW was fantastic. I think that it's kind of booking 101, isn't it? It's hard to say is he overrated or underrated because I don't really know how people rate him. But I can tell you how I view him, and that is that he was brilliant in the late 90s, going into early 2000s, obviously kind of the tail end of WCW. The booking of him in that late 90s period where he had that streak, it really connected. I mean, he was a big, big star. But it wasn't that he was this amazing wrestler. I mean, I suppose in a way he was a little bit like the Ultimate Warrior. You know, the Ultimate Warrior was limited, and the Ultimate Warrior was this kind of like, had this aura, you know, when his music hit and he come running down, people were like freaking out, but, you know, his matches weren't that great. His in-ring was very limited. He was just booked so well. He had a character and a presentation that just took him to the moon. And I feel like 10 years later, you've got Goldberg, who's kind of doing something very similar, but also very different. So what I mean by that is he's limited. He's a football player that's turned wrestler. He's strong. He's got a good size to him, like the Warrior. But, you know, he's limited. So it's similar in that regards. But it's different because he's not running to the ring and he's not talking gibberish. And, you know, the character, the presentation is different. But it doesn't matter because the aura is still there. I think he's very comparable to the Warrior in certain regards. Yeah. 10 years apart, as I said, one would run to the ring, the other one wouldn't. One would have high energetic music, the other one wouldn't. So you can see the basic differences in presentation. But the bottom line is both were limited. Both weren't really what you would say technicians. Both were power guys, and both were booked to be kind of unstoppable forces, really. And, you know, it just works so well for Goldberg. It works so well. But the thing is that, yeah, I mean, he would struggle if there was like a story or something that he had to get his teeth into. I mean, he really was just someone that would smash people around. And that just worked so well in the late 90s. So it's hard to sit here and say how he can be anyone's number one. The only thing I can think is that, you know, just Stephen A. Smith just loved that streak. Just absolutely loved the aura of, you know, another win. Can't wait for Goldberg. I mean, in a way, it's a bit like what we're doing with Oba. The only difference with Oba is we don't have a streak now, obviously, because he got beat. But also, he's much better in the ring. Oba's much better in the ring than what Goldberg was. Oba's a much better promo than what Goldberg was. I'm way more excited for Oba's prospects compared to where Goldberg was. So, yeah, no, I think Stephen A. Smith has got him massively overrated. I mean, if you want to talk about importance to wrestling, I think that's quite high. If you want to talk about aura, I think that's quite high. If you just want to talk about star power, I think it's quite high. But I still don't think he makes any of my top 10s for any of those. I still don't think he makes my top 10. So, he overall, like trying to say where would he fit in a list, I have no idea. I mean, I've not sat down and done any sort of like, you know, this is where Bruno goes, this is where Shawn goes, this is where Brett goes, this is where Brock goes, this is where Oba would go, or this is where Roman would go, where Cena would go, blah, 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 blah. I haven't done any of that. So, I mean, I can't sit here and go, actually, he's 27. But I don't feel like it would be too hard to get a list of 10 together that I would say, you know, like The Rock and Stone Cold and Cena, and do you know what I mean? I don't feel like it'd be hard to find names that I would put above Goldberg. So he certainly doesn't strike me as a top 10. Top 20 might be a push as well, to be honest. So I don't know. It's hard to say. Is he overrated? Is he underrated? I don't know, because I think everyone rates him slightly differently. And what I can tell you is that, you know, even Triple H went on to the Stephen A. Smith thing and sort of raised an eyebrow at Goldberg being number one. In fact, I think everyone that's been on to ESPN and spoke to Stephen A. Smith has had an issue with Goldberg being at number one. So, but it's interesting, isn't it? Because I would say Stephen A. Smith is a casual fan. I wouldn't say that he knows wrestling, you know, intimately. And I think that for him, he's probably watched during the Attitude Era, and he's probably just got sucked in with, you know, the aura and the hype and the presentation, just like how I did as a kid with the Warrior. I mean, you hear now about how the Warrior was awful. You hear about how he was just an awful person. Obviously, you don't know that at the time. And also, you know, you see and hear about how limited he was, but obviously he would just come down and beat people quickly. You didn't realize at the time it was because he was limited and they couldn't let the matches go longer. You just thought he was really good. So, you know, you kind of learn about this stuff, and it kind of, you know, maybe you look at him slightly differently now. I certainly don't feel the same magic about the Warrior as I used to, which is a real shame, really. I mean, he was one of my absolute favorites as a kid. If Warrior was on the show, I couldn't wait. You know, Warrior and Undertaker. You know, I used to love both of those. So, yeah, a lot of merch for them as well, actually. I mean, you know, there was like, you could get a WWF clock and it would have like Warrior, Undertaker, British Bulldog, Hogan, Macho Man. Those would be the sort of names from that kind of early 90s period. Kind of 90, 91, going into 92. If you got merch, I had a beanbag that I got from a car boot. I think that had Undertaker. It certainly had Warrior and Hogan on it. So, you know, these were like obviously the big stars of the day. Still big stars now. But yeah, very limited, just like Goldberg. Daze, the talent pool in the women's division on the main roster is the best it's ever been with talent and ring quality. Right now, 18 women on SmackDown. Third hour is going to be gone soon. There's 11 on Raw. Well, they might have to shift a few things around. It might be they put some women into tag teams. I mean, obviously with those 18 women, you can put a good chunk into tag teams, and that might get them, you know, TV time. So, I mean, that's all stuff that they're going to have to look at. They've done that going down to 2 hours before, haven't they? Did it last year. So, I mean, I think they'll have a better idea this year of kind of where they want the roster to be. I mean, if I'm Triple H, I should have a rough idea of how many wrestlers do I need for a 3-hour show? How many wrestlers do I need for a 2-hour show? And actually, you know, you might see a bit more support come in for like NXT or AAA, because yes, it might mean that some people don't get used as much. It's got to have an impact going from 3 hours to 2 hours. It's got to. I mean, there's just no way you lose an hour of TV a week and it doesn't kind of result in a few more people sitting in catering. I mean, I think that's understandable. But, you know, hopefully if it can just make the show better, then great. And then, you know, you got to find a way of using that talent. So AAA, NXT, getting them into tag teams, you know, maybe the women's tag division kind of gets even stronger. Perhaps that might even free up some of the women that are in the tag division to kind of come out and do a feud, like maybe Charlotte and Alexa. You could put like 3 teams in and take a team out. And, you know, maybe that'll find a bit of balance. So I'm sure it's something that they're looking at. I'm sure it's something they're aware of. Kian said, I've been watching her Disney show, Stuck in the Middle, constantly, and Wednesday, which I've been busy a lot. And I can't wait for her new project with a Marvel with Spider-Man and Avengers Doomsday. Is she in that as well, is she? Is she in Spider-Man and Avengers? Is that going to be big, that Avengers Doomsday? I feel like Marvel has dropped off. Marvel used to be the talk of the town. I don't feel like it is now. So I saw there was a new Avengers coming. I don't know when it is. Is that, I mean, I'm sure it'll do well, but is it going to do like what it used to? You know, like absolutely destroy records and all of that? Are people like really hyped for Avengers Doomsday? William said, I'm a huge Vagina fan. Don't know Vagina. I don't bet on them or it's a team, or have any sort of heightened sense of awesome. Okay, might have to check them out. Vagina, I'll check them out. Alan says, Warrior did have a good match, though, with Macho Man and Rick Rude. I think that was more on them, though, wasn't it? I mean, I think having a good match with Macho Man is... You could imagine the amount of work that he put into that. And it was good. I mean, that retirement match, it actually might be my favourite Warrior match. So, and Rick Rude as well, I know, tried his hardest to get a match. I think they saw it as a real challenge for them to, you know, have a good match with him. So, yeah, I mean, if he can get in there with someone that really cares about having a good match and someone that's capable of doing that, and I'd say Rick Rude, Macho Man definitely were, then, they could get something out of it. I think that Macho Man at 7, the retirement match, is his best match, in my opinion. I completely agree with you. Completely agree. Akeem said some crazy hillbilly is going to do something globally stupid during the World Cup. For sure. Well, I look forward to that. My top 10 would be Cena, Undertaker, Bray Wyatt, CM Punk, AJ Styles, Bret Hart, Randy Orton, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, and Roman Reigns, says Destin. Days, when they do call-ups, I always dread who the potential casualties will be for the releases. At least right now, they look like we're clear until 2027. But I do worry too many women that they can handle. Yeah, but again, if you're Triple H, you're going to have an idea, aren't you? If I'm Triple H, I know that I need so many guys, so many girls for a 2-hour show or a 2.5 hour. I really do not think that this is just guesswork. I really do not think that they just go, should we add some more women? Feels like we need some more women. I would think that there is a system in place so that they have got the numbers they need. I mean, that to me would be a no-brainer. It really, it's like so basic that I couldn't even entertain the idea that they don't do it. That they know I've got a 2-hour show, I've got this many segments, I need this many matches, which means I need this many people, I need X amount of people, to kind of build to a match the week after, I need X amount of people to be spare. Rough ballpark, I need 50 wrestlers for a 2-hour show, or whatever it might be, right? 30 wrestlers. I don't have that number, but I've got to think that you go, right, of that 30, I've got 8 in the women's division. I'll have 4 heel, 4 face. I'll have, 16 over in the tag division. I'll do this in the men's division. I'll have these as reserves I can bring in when needed or cover for injuries. If they call up some women, I've got to think it's because they've seen a gap and that they believe there's a gap. I really don't think they're just calling people up willy-nilly and just, whatever. I think it's more structured than that. Tomorrow, Sheeda turns 38. I thought she was about 25, said Long Beach Hippie. Long Beach Hippie, shout out to you. Second favourite was Brett, says Alan. I believe he could wrestle just a bit. He could wrestle a bit. I definitely saw the odd match with Brett that I thought, oh, that's good. So I think, yes, you are correct. He could do a little bit of the graps. Days, why did WWE Undisputed? It's been a bout that has barely moved around the last 4 years. Roman won the WWE title at WrestleMania 38, and we've only had Cody, Cena, and Drew. Yeah, but historically, that's always been the case outside of, say, an Attitude Era. You don't really tend to get that top title moving around loads. I mean, if I think about the 80s, it's dominated by Hogan, isn't it? I mean, there's a moment where he loses it to Andre and they do the tournament and it goes to Macho Man and then Hogan gets it back. I mean, if you look at the 80s, it's Bob Backlund, it's Hogan, it's Andre, it's Macho, it's Hogan, and right at the end, it's Warrior. And that's 10 years worth of WWE champions there. I just gave you the 1980s. So, I mean, you can look at the Attitude Era when it was like the Monday Night Wars and title changes was seen as a talking point to help win a battle. But WWE aren't really in a battle now, or at least I don't think they feel like they are. They're certainly not in a battle on a Monday night. So I think that they put a lot of value in this is our guy, And I think that it worked for Roman. I mean, I don't think anyone would point to the Bloodline and say that it didn't work. I think people would point to the Bloodline and say it was a great success. The fact that you could do a 4-year title reign in the 2020s is unfathomable. It's kind of like mind-blowing. But, and it was also something special. So we know that period that we just did with Roman was special. Normally, you would have the title change probably once a year, maybe twice a year. So, that was special. But then, of course, whoever beats Roman is a made person, right? And they went with Cody on that. I mean, you can't take the belt off Cody quickly after beating Roman. You've got to give him a good run. And then, of course, we get to John Cena trying to get 17 in his retirement year. And so, okay, that makes sense for John to have a run with it. So, but I think WWE, they like to, with that top title in particular, it's the mountaintop. It shouldn't be passed around. I'm a firm believer in that. I think if you pass it around too much, it devalues it. If everyone has a go with it, then it's just not that special. It should be a difficult belt to get your hands on. It should really mean something if you get it. And one of the ways that you can do that is by not having it passed around too many times and actually have it on people for an extended period. And then when that person loses it, it's not just a talking point, it's a major talking point that we've got a brand new WWE champion. And I think this is something that Triple H kind of felt during maybe even that Attitude Era, because there was a lot of times where it changed hands in the Attitude Era, and it didn't feel special, because it did feel like we were doing it just for the sake of doing it. Obviously, Cena, has that belt a lot. Yeah, there's moments where he drops it, wins it back, but and he has runs that are interrupted. But I mean, it is a lot of Cena during the 2010s and the kind of 2000s, where Cena's running with the belt, and there'll be an Edge or an Orton, or someone that will have a run with it. But Cena normally found his way back to it. But yeah, I think under Triple H's booking, and I can't say I disagree, that it feels like the mountaintop, and it feels like if you've got that belt, you are pretty much the face of the company in that moment. I mean, I know Roman is technically the face of the company, but obviously he just did 4 years with it. So it's time to give it to Cody. He feels like he is absolutely a face of it right now. Did wonder if we were going to give Randy a run with it over the summer. I wouldn't have been down on that. But obviously big questions about, is it time to crown Gunther? Do you give that belt to Gunther? And don't know. That's a conversation piece, isn't it? Everyone, is going to have their own thoughts on it. But for me personally, I kind of like the fact that we don't put it on loads of people. I really don't think that helps. I think that to give it value and to make it matter for when it changes, it's probably better to treat it like you would an MMA title or a boxing title. Those things only get defended a few times a year. And so as a result, they can only change hands a few times a year. Whereas in WWE, we do more defenses, but you would expect your champion to be able to retain it at least a few times. So if you're defending it like once a month, like you should, and you get a few wins, like you would expect a champion to be able to do, because they'll probably be facing some people that are jumped up mid-carders like a Finn Balor or an LA Knight, and you'd expect a Cody to win that, or you'd expect a Drew to win that. You'd expect them to get some wins. Then all of a sudden, if it changes hands once, twice a year, that feels like right to me. If it changes hands on a more regular basis than that, that says to me we're going through a very unstable period, actually, where we can't quite figure out who the guy is. And we did that in the mid-90s. I felt like we did put the belt on Diesel for a long time and it didn't work. But, I mean, there are periods either side where, the belt's on Yokozuna, the belt's on Sid, the belt's on Undertaker, the belt's on Brett, the belt's on Shawn. That mid-90s, we have quite a few. If you think about all the champs I just named from the 80s, not many, about 5 or whatever, we probably had that just in a few years in the mid-90s. I think that's always a sign of you can't quite figure out who the face of the company is. I think the Attitude Era is a little different, because undeniably the face of the company was Stone Cold or The Rock, but I think that they were in heavy competition with WCW, and I think the Monday Night Wars influenced that. But 90s, we weren't really competing with WCW. It was more just, we just couldn't figure out who the Hogan replacement was. We couldn't figure out who that person was, who was going to take us forwards. And then, as we said, Attitude Era, I think we were kind of engaged in a war. So, yeah, I'm really not down on it. I think that what they do right now is probably the right thing. Like, not flip-flopping the belt around. I'm hoping that we might get Chad to IC belt, says Alan. That would be good. By the way, we are starting soon. I know we were chatting away about whatever, but Tubi, I need to get that fired up. We'll be going over to this in 9 minutes' time. I think the episode has already dropped, actually. I think the episode might already be up to view, because I did... Oh, no, you see, I don't have it. Do I have it? Oh, that's weird. Did it drop on YouTube early or something? I saw some people chatting about it. I haven't seen any results, but I've seen people talking about the action, and that just makes me wonder, how the hell did they get to watch it? Because I thought it was up already. Has it dropped onto WWE? Let's have a look. Live. Video. No. Well, don't know. Confused. Perhaps, I don't know, perhaps I made a mistake. Perhaps they were talking about last week or something. But I saw people chatting about Evolve earlier today. Okay. I thought it was up, but it's not yet. We'll keep our eyes peeled for that. That should be up then in a couple of minutes. Benito said, Daze, if we're going to ballpark who the main players and quarterbacks are, Trick, Axiom, Breaker doesn't seem as impressive as the Attitude Era. I don't think they're the main players right now. The main players right now are obviously Cody and Punk and Roman. So Seth. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if those characters, those personalities, if those performers are as big as Stone Cold and Kane and Undertaker and all of those. But it's a different era, isn't it? I mean, you can go back to the mid-'80s, and the big names we had then was King Kong Bundy, Andre the Giant, Hogan, Macho Man just coming in, Rowdy Roddy Piper. I mean, each era has got a collection of big names, big stars. I mean, now we're seeing the emergence of Oba. I think Oba could walk into an Attitude Era quite comfortably. I don't think Oba would look out of place being a monster in the Attitude Era. So, we've had Brock, who's been, bringing a lot of aura. Brock obviously came in just after the Attitude Era, would have been fine during the Attitude Era. Roman Reigns as the tribal chief would have absolutely fitted in that era as well. Seth Rollins, don't know quite how he would have landed. Certainly don't think he would have outshone The Rock or Triple H or Stone Cold or Kane. But I think he would have been a solid addition to the Attitude Era. Kind of like, I suppose, a bit Jericho-esque. Not the biggest of names, but he would have been a name. So I think, there are definitely people that could have worked really well right at the top in the Attitude Era, like Oba and Brock and Roman. But then you've got some others, maybe like a Seth, that might have maybe not been at the very top. But, the wrestling has obviously evolved and changed, and I would make the argument there's women now that are kind of knocking on the door for being like some of the biggest stars we've got, like Rhea. I mean, I feel like Rhea could have worked well in the Attitude Era as a good foil for China. And, women's wrestling now, Becky, obviously, is a big name. So some of the women now carrying more of the weight than they did back in the Attitude Era. So it's hard, isn't it, to sort of compare, because it's a completely different time. What we're asking the wrestlers to do now is not what we were looking for them to do necessarily in the Attitude Era. Attitude Era was just bonkers, chaotic. It was just about shock TV. It was about, loads of attacks, title changes, just drama and chaos. WWE's not set up for that now. WWE is a bit more methodical. It's a bit more structured. It's a bit more corporate. It's maybe less exciting by comparison. But, it's obviously a very sponsor-friendly, advertiser-friendly, more corporate, flipping logos slapped on the ring kind of time. But I think the whole world's gone that way. I mean, the late 90s and early 2000s were just a bonkers period. Just like everything was quite shocking, and you had like Jerry Springer on TV and all that sort of stuff. A lot of that stuff you just wouldn't even be able to get away with now. And I think that's sort of reflected in the characters. The characters we have now kind of fit the time that we're in now, whereas the characters we had then kind of fitted the era that we were in then. So it's kind of hard to compare, to be honest. It's a bit unfair to compare. Because, we're talking about a PG product being compared to, TV-14, was it? Product. So, it's kind of very, very different times. If Fantasy Book 2 was going to have a run with the title and feuds in 2028, would we say Trick, Braun, Ober, or is it going to be Cody, Roman, and Seth? 2028 is, a year and a half away. So... I would imagine that Cody would still be around. I think Steph will still be around. Roman will probably still be around in a year and a half. I don't know that I see any of them walking away. I think that they would still be around. I think that the presence of Ober will be greater. I think the presence of Trick will be greater. I could see them being champions, and it could be some feuds. It could be like Trick versus Seth. It could be Ober Roman again, or Ober Cody. I think there will be some runs for a Seth or a Roman or a Cody or whatever in 2028. But I don't think their presence at the top will be as strong as it is right now. Because, Ober is, 28? I think he's going to have, by the time he finishes, he'll have like 10 championship runs, if not more. I mean, certainly if he stays with wrestling. So, he's going to have runs, but he's going to lose the belt. And, those names you just mentioned are going to be in the mix, as is a Drew. But the bottom line for me is you don't just get rid of the people that are over and the people that are built. You don't just bin them off because you're bored of them. I mean, you've spent ages building those people. I mean, think of all the drama we went through with Roman, trying to build Roman when he was big dog and people didn't like him. He's over now, crazy with OTC, shifting merch. You want to be in that spot, you're going to need those numbers. You don't just get given it. You've got to earn it. So, yeah, I mean, come 2028, if we look at numbers, and the top merch sellers and the top people are still Cody and Roman, then guess what? They're still going to be in the mix. If Ober and Trick and Braun and all these people want to replace them, then start replacing them. Do you know what I mean? Get over, start shifting merch, make more of your TV time. There's got to be ownership on them to do that. I mean, Bron Breakker's had loads of TV time. He's had loads of matches. I mean, I don't think he's been killing it out the park, smashing it out the park. I can't sit here and say that Bron Breakker has, been delivering banger matches on a consistent basis. I can't say that when he cuts promos, I'm like on the edge of my seat, absolutely captivated. I mean, some people might say, well, it's creative, and maybe there's some truth to that. We know creatives suck. So, I mean, maybe it's not all Bron's fault, but I mean, you've got to take your opportunities one way or another. You've got to take your opportunities. Look at Ober and the aura that he's got. Now, granted, his presentation's amazing, but it works. And, for someone like Bron Breakker, I don't think quite landed. I don't think it's quite working. You don't just give him the keys to the kingdom if he's not backing it up. So... yeah, there's a lot of people that do cry about the fact that we're still staying with the tried and trusted names. But the truth is, the tried and trusted names are still the names that are bringing the results. Unless someone can actually replace them and actually start to do what Ober's doing, which is get results without being champ and show that they belong at that top table, And there's no doubt about that. You know, for me, you don't really pull the trigger until you see those signs. I certainly don't think you put the WWE Championship on someone just to see how it goes. This is why I didn't mind the World Heavyweight title being that step below, you know? Because I thought you could try that on someone like a Jay or a Damien. We have started, by the way. I'm at 50 seconds in right now. 50 seconds in. So we are underway. I'm at 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. 1 minute. We're just seeing the replay to last week. So, yeah, I really push back hard on people that are like, oh, we need to get rid of Cody. We need to get rid of Roman. That's just ridiculous. I think it's stupid. You stay with those people. You keep milking the views out of them. Still, you know, they're still big fans of those people. They still drive ticket sales. They still drive merch sales. But it's about trying to balance it and bring others through. So, okay, we're backstage. Earlier today, we had Sam Holloway and Marcus Mathers. Okay, they're talking about the 6-person tag that's coming up. Obviously, they're taking on the Mog squads. I really think Sam Holloway should have a gimmick. Okay, there's something going on. Some commotion backstage. Cappuccino's down. He was only round the corner. Is he injured? Is he out? I think we got Mog Squad in the background. Okay, the show then is starting. We are 2 minutes 30 in. And Cappuccino Jones has been taken out, so it looks like we might be getting a replacement there. Okay, let's go. PJ Vasa is opening up the show. So, PJ Vasa against Carmen should be interesting. She's a very interesting rising prospect. Come get your issue. Okay, so PJ Vasa making her way down to the ring. Robbie said apparently the TNA WWE agreement has got a clause that WWE can purchase TNA whenever they want. They've got the ability to buy out people's contracts early if they wanted someone bad enough. Interesting. I did hear about the purchase thing. I think they have first refusal, don't they? PJ Vasa then in the ring. Here's Carmen. Okay, Carmen making her way down. She hasn't come out with the sword, which I kind of like, to be honest. I think that sword's just not necessary. Carmen in the ring, just showing off some of her skills. Looks over in the direction of PJ Vasa. Okay, here we go then. Match number 1, and we're about to get underway. Let's take this off screen. Carmen versus PJ. Okay. Carmen circling round, going underneath the leg there of PJ. Crossbody getting caught there by PJ. PJ has got Carmen on her shoulder. Carmen goes down. Kick coming in there by Carmen. If anyone's joining us, we're at 5 minutes 12. Rob said it's stupid bringing a weapon to the ring that you can't use in a match. I agree. I always think that when she's used, like, you know, doing it in the entranceway. I think it's a lot better for her to show her kicking ability during her entrance because she can use that in the ring. So I think you make a good point. The ring has got Xfinity in it, so we're even getting sponsorships here in Evolve. Right now, PJ has got Carmen up on her shoulders. Carmen into a sleeper. Sleeper hold is in there by Carmen. She's putting a bit of a squeeze on PJ Vasa at the moment. And bang, Carmen getting driven down. Carmen going over to the corner. Crowd a little bit quiet here. PJ Vasa charging over, colliding into Carmen. I think WWE like both of these girls, genuinely. I mean, as you said, we know that Carmen's had her issues. But, I don't know, she's on a bit of a run at the moment. Clothesline, short arm clothesline, but PJ Vasa's going to be hard to get past. Kick out, shoulder up there by Carmen. PJ smashing Carmen into the ring. PJ Vasa in control. Cappuccino Jones is out. There's going to be a mystery partner for Sam Holloway and Marcus Mathers. PJ Vasa coming in. Carmen kick to the midsection. Carmen again throwing out a big boot. Carmen in the middle of the ring, going over against the ropes. PJ picking her up. I was trying to figure out who got the better of that, and I think it is Carmen. I think she kind of went up rounds and planted. I'd like to see a replay of that, you know. She came off the rope. She kind of went up, over-rotated, slams PJ Vasa down. Sliding kick there by Carmen. Carmen going against the ropes. Suicide dive. Down goes PJ Vasa. I think that reversal is so interesting. I really want to see it again. It was so interesting. Because it was kind of hard in the moment to know who had got the better of it. Had Carmen just been slammed down by PJ? Or had she actually reversed the move? And to be honest, I couldn't quite tell until I saw the selling after. Nice work. Good work here by Carmen, though. Eat defeat. Coming in. Kick coming in there by Carmen. And again, throwing in some kicks. PJ Vasa is just getting booted at the moment. We know that Carmen's very good with these kicks. I like how she's digging deep here, Carmen. Don't love that. She came off the ropes. Momentum's moving her forward. She then grabs the head and goes backwards. Nice kick. Great kick. PJ Vasa really struggling. Yeah, I like that shot as well. Carmen can't believe that PJ Vasa is still conscious. She looked at her and went, what? She's going again. Oh, another one. This time she's down. 1, 2, 3. Wow! Wow! Carmen gets the win over PJ Vasa and gets it clean as well. Oh, I like that. I like that because those kicks, I mean, they now look really dangerous because she just put PJ Vasa away. Suicide dive there by Carmen. They're just showing a replay there. That's a big win, I think, for Carmen. And I love that camera shot where she hit it the first time and she was like, what? Yeah, she couldn't believe it the first time she hit it. And then she goes again. I thought that was quite good, you know. I thought that was quite good. Carmen picks up a win. I told y'all I was cold-blooded. I'm next in line for that Evolve Women's Championship. We don't normally do a poll, but let's do a poll. I kind of like the fact as well that there's a vacancy on the 6-person tag. I kind of like that. Who is going to be in that 6-person tag match? Who is replacing Cappuccino? It's Gall. It's Gall has got his open challenge tonight. The mint condition open challenge kicks off. Okay. Commercial break. Commercial break. Alan said, I understand stereotypes. Comedians make them funny, but people who hate others for the colour of their skin, I will never understand. I think I've walked into halfway into a conversation there. Keegan said, I'm just glad to be here with you guys, hanging on the stream. You guys really do help me feel better because of my sunburn. Oh, you got some sunburn, Keegan. Oh, that's moody, man. Hard to sleep when you've got some nasty sunburn, so get some cream on that. Get some after sun on that. You want to get some, don't just leave that. So we are at commercial break right now. We are 11:03. Go Knicks, said Jelly Freak. I think they start, don't they, in about 15 minutes. The old Knickerbockers. I think they're tipping off, as we say in the basketball world. Yeah. Okay, there's the Mug Squads. Okay, we got Max Abrams just showing off. We've been mugging Evolve. It's been so easy. Huh? No. Santi just said, it's still 3-on-2. I'm feeling a bit bad. And they're all like... Oh, there's Elijah Holyfield. Is he going to join that team? He looks like a badass, doesn't he? He does look like an absolute badass. Get out my face, otherwise I'll start breaking jaws, says Holyfields. Oh, they've got to be so excited about him. They have got to be so excited. Okay, here is the real Mr. NXT. Tristan Angels. I do feel like I know a bit more about him now. Since he's been appearing on NXT, but still can't say I'm blown away by his in-ring work. I don't even think he's wrestling here, actually. He's about to step in and cut a promo. Okay, Tristan in the ring with a microphone. The best of Britain in the ring right now. The very best of us over here. Order! 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 What you're looking at is the epitome of a star. Shut up, someone yelled. Off your phone, madam, when I'm speaking. I'm officially the most handsome man in England. And therefore, the entire world. I don't think this crowd agrees. I mean, to be honest, he might be the best we've got. We ain't got loads. Ain't got loads of options over here. Okay, here's Starboy coming out. Starboy interrupting Tristan. The Denim Dragon. Is that a name I knew he had? The Denim Dragon. Chaz, Starboy Hall is fun to watch. I do enjoy watching him wrestle. Starboy getting in the ring. What are you doing in my ring? And why are you wearing denim? He always wears denim. Oh, hello. Reaching him. Reaching him. What we grabbing for? Oh, that was quite good, actually. He reached in. Nothing. Gave him a slap. Shots coming in there by Starboy. Tristan charges him. Is this going to be next week? So I'm down for this match. I've not been blown away by Tristan in the ring, but as a foil for Starboy, could work well. To the outside goes Tristan. Starboy in the ring. Make the match. The Denim Dragon. I don't know how I feel about the Denim Dragon. This isn't the last of this. You've messed up now, said Tristan. I'm not sure he's bothered. Okay, we're backstage. There's Holloway. There's Mathers. He's in. He's pulling up right now. Jesus. It's a war. Tonight is a war. Whoever it is, they're pulling up right now. We know one person that it won't be, and that's It's Goal. Because It's Goal is making his way out right now. It's goal time. Jesus. WWE, why are you not making It's Goal shirts? You cowards. It's Goal. Come on, It's Goal. I'm riding with you. I'm right with you, bud. Yeah. Step up. Let's go. Open challenge. Who's going to answer the call? It's Goal. Look at him, man. He does look like a real-life action figure. Okay, is it Dark State? It's Dark State? Is it Cutler? Dark State? Cutler's here? That's all right. It's only Cutler. Cutler James from Dark State. He looks a bit nut. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Goal, you'll mark him. It's Goal. It's Goal. It's Goal. It's Goal. It's Goal. He's quite tall, isn't he, actually? He's quite big, Cutler. I didn't realise. Look at the size between him and... He's really big. Another drop kick there by It's Goal. Cutler, middle of the ring. Shoulder tackle. Down goes It's Goal. Side headlock there by Cutler. Goal. I don't think Goal is particularly big. But he is drastically outsized by Cutler. Another headlock being applied. That first match, by the way, you lot said was good 96 between PJ Vasa and Carmen. Cutler answering the call. Angel, shout out to you. Over in the corner, kick coming in there by Cutler. Face first there by It's Goal. Goes into that turnbuckle. Middle of the ring. Back elbow there by It's Goal. Big boot there by It's Goal. Goal for Mr. NXT, said Chris. Goal is definitely Mr. Evolve. Bang. Takeover by It's Goal coming in. Trying to go over. Okay, yeah. Nice. Duck underneath. It's Goal looking good. Looking for a head scissor takeover. Getting it. Wow. I thought he might have gone a little bit too far there, but no, he got it. Cut that. Driving It's Goal into the edge of the ring. Taking It's Goal. Oh, my God. Into a backbreaker. Ugh. It's Goal. Goal, 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 goal. Okay, we are at 1952. 1952. Okay, we've just got a Saturday night's main event thing. I'm just having a look on WWE Shop. I always look every week to see if they've finally put up any It's Goal merch. But they just refuse to do it. They just refuse. It's Goal. No. Okay, back in action. There's a shoulder tackle there by Cutler. And again, Cutler James in control. And he's just clothesline. Down goes, It's Goal. Cutler grabbing, gut wrench, picking up. Ugh. Gutbuster, 1, 2. From now on, my opening pickup line is, "Want to see my denim dragon," said Rob. It's a good line. It's a good line. Boomer said It's Goal is Mr. Evolve. Okay, right now, It's Goal getting a big boot coming in there by Cutler James. Uppercut. Robbie said, "This community has taken my innocence." It will do that. It will do that. If you do arrive in this community with any innocence, it will be taken. On the feet. Round the back, looking for a backslide. Oh. Goes over. Lands on the feet. It's Goal. Against the ropes. Goal on his feet. Against the ropes. Cutler picks him up. Backbreaker. He likes that, doesn't he? He likes going for that backbreaker, Cutler. Goal is being swung. We got the Cesaro swing. Goal is going round. Oof. Down goes It's Goal. Cutler in control. Goal is discombobulated. He is on his feet, though, looking over at Cutler. Cutler picks him up. Uppercut. 1, 2. Oh, kick out by It's Goal. Do you know what? This open challenge could be really interesting because in my mind, it could be just week after week of It's Goal losing, which is not the kind of thing you get in an open challenge. Normally, you win until you lose. I wonder if this will be the other way around, where It's Goal gets murked every week, and then one week he wins. And then we're off to the races. Coming up next, Mog Squads in action. That might be our main event. How long does this show go for this week? 49 minutes. Oh. We're about at the halfway point. Nice submission move being applied there by Cutler. There are cowards with no merch. It's disgusting, Chris, the way some people get treated. Shots coming in by It's Goal. Against the ropes, knee to the midsection. Goal goes down. As we said, still no Fatal Influence merch. Whoever's running the WWE shop is probably the same people that are booking SmackDown. They're just absolutely incompetent. Right hand there by It's Goal. Goal trying to pick up Cutler. He's trying to get him on the shoulders. No joy. This match is going way longer than I expected, you know. Yeah, I agree. Commentators saying it's quite surprising that It's Goal is lasting this long. Cutler going into the ring post. It's Goal gets in the ring. Rolls back out again. Blocks the shot. Shot coming in there by It's Goal. And again, pop, pop. Throwing in some forearms. Gets caught by Goal, who gets thrown in the ring. I thought he was going to bounce off the ropes. Come back, but he actually got chucked it back in the ring. Goal, though, using that to his advantage. Throwing in some shots. Cutler James having quite a bit of trouble here. Goal gets pushed back, coming in. Boot coming in there by Goal. Goal in the corner. To the outside. Cutler down to one knee. Oh, missile dropkick there by It's Goal. Big man down. 1, 2. Kick out by Cutler James. Well, this is not bad. This isn't bad. They're just saying the stutter meter might break if Goal can hit a winner here, but I don't know, it's not looking good. He's up in the air. Oh, no, on his feet. He's going to get the big man up. He's got him up. It's Gall has got him. Oh, double knees. Gutbuster there by It's Gall. 1. Oh, kick out. Yeah, she was a bit slow. She was a bit slow on the count. Shoulder up. It's Gall is digging deep here. Cutler grabbing him. He's trying to get up. Gall. Bang. Discus clothesline. Cutler goes down. I can't believe how much time they've given this match. Gall up top. Crossbody. Caught. Loves that backbreaker. Swinging backbreaker. Again, I think it's like the 3rd time we've seen it in the match. Going for a powerbomb. Feels like the beginning of the end. He's got him up in like a razor's edge spot. Oof. The helicopter slam. Cutler James gets it. There we go. Cutler James picks up the win. The Dark State dominance continues. It's Gall. Dun 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 dun. Days now thinking about more women being added to the roster does justify the titles we have. Remember how dire Tiffany, Jade, Stephanie, and Julia's title runs were because of there being no depth. I think, though, the depth was maybe there. It was just we needed a draft to move some people around. I mean, when you've got, like, Ivy Nile not doing much and Kiana not doing much and Alba Fire not doing much. I mean, I think there's women that were there, but we just weren't really showing them off or using them very well. Candice? Flipping Candice? I'm going to dominate every brand in WWE because Cutler James is undeniable. Well, there we go. Cutler James sending a bit of a message. Here's Braxton Cole. I don't think he's out of Dark State because he's still using Dark State music, isn't he? Okay, so we got Braxton Cole. Where is he? He's in like a cleaner's cupboard. What's he doing there? All right, Braxton said he's managed to get a cleaner's job for Harlem. And he's got him a mop with a sling. Do you know the presentation of Braxton Cole there? Like backstage kind of doing like goofy things like I've got you a cleaner. That's the kind of thing I could totally expect them doing with Logan on the main roster. That's the kind of way you would expect them to present Logan. I don't hate that, to be honest. Him being this really annoying, just I'm better than you know, kind of I've managed to get you a cleaner's job. I know your arm's injured, but here's a mop with a sling. That way you can have your arm in a sling whilst you're mopping. And that was okay. I didn't hate it. Who's in the World Cup? Because I want Man United in it, said Keegan. Well, the World Cup's countries, and Man United is a club. So it's places like England, Argentina, Brazil. They did do a Club World Cup last year that had Chelsea and Real Madrid, whatever, but this is the proper World Cup. Club World Cup's just a bit of a nonsense. But this is the proper World Cup. Brazil, Argentina, USA, Mexico, Canada, England, France, Spain. Okay, we've got Romeo and we've got Noam Dar. This is interesting. You and me Evolve tag match. I kind of like this team. Okay, main event now, is it? So, Cam Hendricks, Harley Riggins takes on Noam Dar and Romeo next week. Okay, so Noam Dar on Evolve next week. 6-man tag match coming up. Max Abrams, CJ Valor, Javari Ball, is it? Yeah. Santi Rivera. Okay, so Mug Squad have made their way down and we are heading towards our main event. I believe it's our main event. We've got quite a bit of time left in this, you know. Who's going to be the mystery person, actually? Sam. It's not Cappuccino anymore, is it? Let's find out, shall we? Okay, Marcus Mathers, Sam Holloway. Who's it going to be? I mean, is it going to be Holyfield? Because we did a little thing with him earlier. Or is it going to be someone from NXT? Tate Wilder? It's Aaron Rourke. It's the champ. Right. Aaron Rourke is the replacement. The champ is here. Okay, don't hate that. I was wondering if it'd be Sean Legacy or if it would be Tate Wilder. That was the kind of names I was thinking. But it's Aaron Rourke, the champ, the Evolve champ. And we are underway. Who do we think will be the next star to cross over from AEW, said Robbie. I don't think I've actually heard us link with anyone. Big Cass? I think he's still under an AEW deal, isn't he? So, Big Cass might be the call. But I haven't heard any chatter about any other AEW star. Kick coming in there by Javari, and we are underway. You've got a tornado tonight. Have you got a tornado, William? Hello, Andy. Hope you're doing well. Daze, I'm going to see the new Steven Spielberg film tomorrow. It's about aliens. What was the last thing you saw at the cinema? Last thing I saw at the cinema was, I think it was called One Love. It was the Bob Marley story. My dad likes a bit of reggae and whatnot, and he was like, oh, I quite fancy going to see that. So we went with him, me and my brother. We went to the cinema to go and see that. It's not something I particularly would have gone to have seen. I like Bob Marley. I'm not down on Bob Marley, but I can't say that I was intrigued enough to go to the cinema. But yeah, it's fine. It was all right. It was not bad. So, yeah, saw that. There is the new Simpsons film that comes out next year. Definitely want to go see that. I definitely want to see that. I do like The Simpsons. I've got nostalgia for The Simpsons. That comes out 2027, so I'm hoping that they do like special Simpsons popcorn buckets and whatnot, you know. Over, nice back elbow. Bang, lovely work. Right now, we've got the baby faces in control. That was great by Marcus Mathers. Jumping up, kick coming in. Andy, what's the name of that film? I heard that Masters of the Universe has not done well at all. But I haven't heard about a new Steven Spielberg movie. Okay, right now we got Mathers. Oh, miscommunication. Santi Rivera ends up hitting. It's weird actually having the baby faces over that side. I'm so used to having the heels over there. Did you see CM Punk is getting let go? Nah, it's rubbish. All I've seen today is news that apparently this was a rumor doing the rounds yesterday, but Fightful Select have said it's rubbish. Well, at least that's the last I saw earlier today, unless it's changed again. I don't know. Just seems like a slow news day. It seems like someone's been making up some nonsense. Slam down there by Sam Holloway. Are you ill or something? Says Shy. No, not ill. Big boot there by Sam Holloway. Right now we got Santi over against the ropes. Double clothesline there by Sam Holloway as Santi goes to the outside. Javari goes to the outside. Tag being made and Rourke comes in. Tag being made. In comes Marcus. Well, right now we got all the baby faces in the ring. Marcus against the ropes. Aaron against the ropes. Double suicide dive. And everyone goes down. Do you know, we've still got quite a bit of time to this match. I can't understand why they've given it so long. But still quite a bit of time. We're just going over to commercial break. I'm at 36:30. Apparently this goes 49 minutes. So there's another 13 minutes. It's a long time. You wouldn't expect this match to get that long. I mean, in all fairness, there's probably going to be many advert interruptions. Okay, we got an advert for WrestleMania. For the first time ever. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. WrestleMania 43. Okay. Little advert there for that. Yeah, I don't know where Andy went to, but I was interested to know what that Steven Spielberg film was. Let's just have a look. What's it called? Is that it? Disclosure Day. Is it any good? Disclosure Day. Is it a big summer blockbuster? It's got 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. That looks okay. I don't know that it's one of his classics, but I mean, score-wise, that's okay. We're back to the action, by the way. We're at 38 minutes right now as Santi is in there with Sam Holloway. Marcus Mathers getting thrown into the ring. Just a one count. I find this to be a very strange main event. I would have expected this to have sort of been an opener or in the middle of the cards. Right now, backbreaker. Marcus Mathers feeling that as Santi comes through the ropes. No, that was a net breaker into a backbreaker. As Max Abrams is in the ring, goes over against the ropes. Santi had to very quickly get out the way there. Santi was on the outside, had to quickly get out the way as Marcus hit the ropes. Signed to the ID came out of the Nightmare Academy, Max Abrams. Kick coming in there by Max Abrams. And again, we've got some Marcus chants. Back in the corner. Tag being made. In comes Jakari Ball. Shot coming in there by Jakari. Tag being made again. Okay, Santi with the forearm shot. Back elbow. Big boot. Okay, shot coming in. Back in the corner. Charging over, up, over. Oh, to the outside, no joy. Bang, down he goes. Santi Rivera looking for the cover, but the referee distracted. Didn't do a good job there, the referee getting distracted in that moment. Santi coming over. Max Abrams on the outside. We've got Marcus Mathers in the wrong part of town. Ball throwing Santi into the corner, colliding into Marcus. Marcus getting out the way. Goes down, rolls through. Tag being made. Here comes Sam Holloway. I like this guy. I like this guy. Bah, look at the heights. Big boot. Is a one-man Mog Squad wrecking machine is Sam Holloway. Chucking people around. Oh, lovely. Look at that butterfly suplex there by Sam Holloway. Yeah, I like the big man. I like the big man. Marcus coming off the ropes with a disaster kick. Yeah. We've got quite a bit of action here. It's got a nice pace to it. Still got 8 minutes to go, though. Days, I don't know how people can fit AEW into a weekly schedule. I try to keep up when I watch Raw and SmackDown and NXT and PLE, so I think my plate's full. Some people prefer it, though, don't they? Some people genuinely, look forward to AEW, and so it's not like a challenge for them to try and squeeze it in. Okay, right now we got Santi in the corner colliding into Sam Holloway. TJF, hello. Hope you're doing well. Spielberg said it's not fiction, said Miami Max. Really? What, this new film? He said it's not fiction. Really? Chase said, could Roxanne betray Liv in the Queen of the Ring? She could. She could. She's not in the tournament, but she could certainly be an outside factor, yes. Shot coming in there by Sam Holloway. Right, they've announced that Tristan against Starboy is next week. Tristan against Starboy next week. Right now, we got a sleeper hold being applied. Sam Holloway starting to go down, starting to fade. Abrams wearing down Holloway. Is he starting to come back, is he? Starting to get back up to his feet? Holloway. Okay, over against the ropes. Tag being made. In comes Santi. Holloway in the ring. Max Abrams ends up getting launched into Santi. Tag being made. Here's the champ. Here's Aaron Rourke. Aaron Rourke, couple of back elbows. Kick coming in. I'm at 43 minutes right now. Bang. I must say, it has gone quick again. I don't feel like I've been watching this show for 40-odd minutes. It's just a bit of a run out, this match, isn't it? It's just a bit of a showcase. Aaron Rourke charging over, colliding into the two in the corner. Big boot. Santi definitely getting clipped, definitely getting caught. Okay, double drop kick. Missile drop kick. Aaron Rourke, kick coming in there by Max, main man energy. Big knee there by Aaron Rourke. Max goes down. That was a good sell. I like that sell. Tag being made. The big man coming in again. Big man coming in again. Holloway hitting the ropes hard. Oh, he reminds me a lot of The Undertaker, you know. Yeah. It's probably Undertaker. Oh, he just said it's like he came straight from Death Valley. It's true. You kind of look at what he's wearing and you look at, like, him diving over the top. Choke slam as well. 1, 2. I'm telling you. We might have found the 2020 version of The Undertaker, the 2020s version. I think he should be known as, like, the Hangman or something like that. I really do. Not like Hangman Adam Page, but like... I don't even know why he calls himself the Hangman, actually. He doesn't really act like a executioner. But I'd kind of like something dark like that for Sam Holloway. I think he needs a bit of a gimmick. Oh my God, I'm such a Sam Holloway fanboy. He's so agile. He's big. He can move. Against the ropes goes Santi Rivera. Knee to the back of the heads. Going for the cover. 1, 2. Oh, save. Do you know, I was saying, like, does this match need this time? But I'm sat here and there's less than 4 minutes to go. And, I mean, it's been great. It's not been a challenge to watch. In fact, we've got a "This is awesome" chant that's broken out now. This is awesome. It's good. I think Sam Holloway's really added a lot. Okay, Max Abrams is in there. Holloway to the outside. Aaron Rourke's in there. The champ, Big Boot. I mean, if he gets pinned, whoever pins Rourke's going to get themselves in the shop window. Abrams, back elbow. Big boot there by Rourke. Abrams goes down. Back slap tag there by Marcus. Okay. Innovative. Marcus rolls through and that launches Aaron Rourke into a spear. Don't mind that at all. That'd be a nice finish, wouldn't it? Going under the legs of your partner, they then get like slingshotted into a spear. Marcus going over against the ropes. Got all the heels on the outside. Marcus doing that over the top spot. Yeah. I don't know why he calls himself a cowboy when he's from Virginia, says Rob. Perhaps he just likes cowboys, don't know. Marcus in the corner. Okay, CJ Valor being a distraction. Superman punch by Marcus. Oof. 1, 2, 3. Main Objective is the name of that move, apparently. It's a win for the heels. It's a win for... I don't know that it needed to be that long, but it was not a chore to watch. I thought there was some good moments in that match. TJF, hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you. Let's get this poll up, see what people felt about that main event. So it's a win for the heels. How long have we got? Will there be a little promo or something? Oh, we've only got a minute. Maybe not. Bang. CJ Valor with a slight distraction, allowing Max Abrams. We didn't use the VIP lounge this week. Okay, there's Aaron Rourke. Looking a bit dejected on the outsides. Oh, Max Abrams snatching the belt, running away. He's took the belt. Oh my God, he's got the championship. This is just like when the MFTs stole the lantern. Well, there we go. That was this week's Evolve. It was okay. It was easy enough to watch, simple enough to watch. Not the best episode that I've seen, but it was okay. I'm not hating on it. But yeah, get in your scores for that main event. Chase said, when will we see an unseen or a community video? Yeah, they'll be coming soon. I've got it kind of penciled to be back tomorrow. Bishop said, is there any word on a date for next year's WrestleMania? Not that I've seen. There was a WrestleMania promo that they just ran, but they didn't have a date on it. So, I mean, I don't know if there's obviously issues in regards to what's happening at the moment. I don't know if that's delayed anything. I mean, it's a bit strange. I don't even know if they've started selling tickets for it yet. I think it is around this sort of time that they kind of start to do the pre-sales and everything, or start to announce pre-sale coming. So they're going to need a date, because people are going to need to know when it is. But I don't know, is that kind of war in the Middle East? I mean, obviously, we're seeing America kind of retaliating again after Iran shot at a helicopter. So, I mean, it ain't going away, is it? It certainly doesn't seem like it's stopping. So, I don't know if that's not causing any disruption. But saying that, it hasn't cancelled Night of Champions. So, I mean, it's pretty mental, isn't it? The whole thing's mental. Do we think that Fallon lost her spot as the leader of Fatal Influence because she was North American champion? Why do we think? I don't know that there was necessarily a plan that she was going to be the leader. I just think that, you know, she had the mid-card belt. Opportunity came up for Stephanie to move up. They obviously looked at the landscape and decided the person they wanted to pull the trigger with was JC. You can ask the question, why didn't they pull the trigger with Fallon? I can't remember if she was mid-card champion at the time or not, or if she had a championship. But they decided, I mean, I'm guessing from what they'd seen in training, that she had been maybe impressing some of the trainers. I mean, it's the only thing I can think, really, was that they were quite happy with the work she was doing. They felt she was the right person to go with. But I don't know that I can necessarily say that Fallon was like always going to be planned to be the leader of the group, and there was like a big change and a big pivot. I think the group in its early stages was probably, because JC was not, I wouldn't say that JC was second fiddle to Fallon. When that group came together, it didn't feel to me like Fallon was a bigger star than JC, or JC was a bigger star than Fallon. I think the group needed to just sort of find its own feet and settle down. Fallon obviously takes a bit of the lead because she's got a belt, which kind of elevates her a bit. But when the time came to, you know, who's going to be the one to beat Stephanie, they went with JC. And if you've got the Women's World Championship, you ain't going to play second fiddle to anyone, are you? So I don't know that it was necessarily this is our leader, but now we're changing our mind to this is our leader. I think at the start, it kind of felt a bit like JC Fallon felt like either of them could be the leader. Fallon takes the lead by getting a title. JC takes over by getting the top title. The bigger question is, why did they go with JC beating Stephanie and not Fallon? That to me is the bigger question, because whoever was going to beat Stephanie was by de facto going to be the leader of Fatal Influence, because you ain't going to be the women's champion and play second fiddle, are you? So that's the big question, and I can only imagine that comes down to what they saw in the training room and behind the scenes. I don't think WWE are certain about Saudi mania. Perhaps the idea of flying fans internationally is risky. Oh, it's massively risky. Massively risky. I mean, can you imagine if there's any sort of trouble? The only thing I'd say is, haven't really been hearing of any issue in Saudi Arabia for a long time in regards to this conflict. But, you know, I watched a video, actually, that was all about Saudi recently, and what's happening over there. And they're still very much trying to present it's business as usual kind of thing. I think Saudi obviously are going to want the event to still go ahead. But the Formula One got cancelled. They didn't want to run the risk. And I mean, like, there's no word of us not going ahead with this. Who knows? Maybe the Saudis are making guarantees that there's going to be security, anti-missile technology, or I don't know, man. I would not be thrilled if I was a wrestler having to go over to Saudi right now. I mean, it does feel a little bit like if you're Iran and you want to really make a statement, this has got to be a place that you could target with drones. Do you know what I mean? Like, this has got to be a target. You know, you've got all these big American performers in a building in Saudi Arabia with loads of people there. I mean, if you're Iran and you want to send a message and you want to hurt, I mean, I don't know. But are they that despicable? I mean, looking at how they can treat their own people, the answer to that is yes. The answer to that is very much yes. They can be that despicable. I really don't think these are like stand-up people that, you know, are just misunderstood. I mean, these are, you kind of protest against the Iranian regime and, you know, you can lose your life. So, I mean, I think am I right in saying that I don't know if they're classed as a terrorist organization, but they certainly support terrorist organizations. Bottom line is, it's just not a part of the world anyone would want to be going to right now, and it's pretty crazy to me. But WWE would know that if there was an issue or anything, like, the PR would be horrific for them. For putting lives in danger, I mean, it would be horrific. They've got to weigh that up. TKO have got to weigh that up. But who knows? Maybe the Saudis can make, you know, guarantees that everything will be fine. I don't know how they would do that. But perhaps they can make some sort of guarantees that everything's going to be fine and that the protection is there and there's not really anything to worry about. It's a crazy one. It feels like a crazy one. It feels like one I can't massively talk about because it seems a bit of a no-brainer to me that you just don't go. I understand WWE want the money. I understand Saudi want the show. But can't you just kick it down the road? Why can't we do it in November? Why does it have to be now? Like, who knows? By the time we get to, you know, because of the midterms and everything, there's maybe a chance that this thing is settled within a month or two. Or at least, you know, we're not throwing missiles and bombs at each other. So can't you just delay it? There must be a reason as to why no. There must be a reason why the answer to that is no. And I just don't have that answer. I don't know. Some people might say, you know, you're being overly dramatic. I mean, Saudi Arabia has been hit. Iran have hit Saudi Arabia, but I don't know that they've hit Riyadh. So perhaps people are like, you know, Riyadh's not been hit. Or maybe they feel it's outside of kind of the zone of danger, you know? Perhaps like the missiles Iran have got maybe can't quite get to Riyadh, but I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. Either way, it seems pretty crazy to me. But yeah, if they go ahead with it, then they must have confidence that it's okay. If Iran targeted a civilian event, then that would turn China and Russia against them, and they would be nuked. Iran does not want to provoke Israel or the US. I don't know, to be honest, because I get what you're saying about targeting civilians and whatever, but there's not really an issue with them saying that they didn't mean to. You know, they can chuck something in that direction, and if it hits, you know, didn't mean to. Just like how I'm sure America didn't mean to, you know, seemingly bomb that school, which it seems like from reports that it's come from a weapon that maybe US have only got. So without getting political, you know, without going too far down the rabbit hole, I think what we can agree with is that it would be a risk, it would be a gamble. And I think that there's already been examples in this conflict where you can sort of put your hands up and go, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. And, I can't guarantee that Iran won't chuck something in that direction, saying that they were trying to target some sort of power plant or some sort of desalination plant that, creates fresh drinking water or whatever. And, lands close or hits the Riyadh area, I think for me, like, if you're going to get that close to an active combat zone, I think we can all agree that it's a risk. I think we can all agree it's a gamble. Plus, also, it feels like America have started throwing. I think Trump said today he'd hit them hard, and I think he said he was going to do it again tomorrow. And they've already killed the leader, and we've already had this. They've sunk the Navy, and they've done this Operation Epic Fury. I don't think that USA have messed around with Iran up to this point. I think they can make it worse. But I don't think they've took it easy on them anyway. So the problem you've got is you've got an Iran that might start to feel a little bit more like a caged animal. You might have an Iran that just feels a bit more desperate, like it's fighting for its survival, because you've already wiped out several layers of their leaders and you've already destroyed their navy. And, like Iran is running out of options, I suppose. I mean, outside of the blocking of the Strait of Hormuz, what else can they do to hurt America? They can try and chuck weapons and bombs in the direction of the bases and whatnot, but I don't know. I don't think the people in charge of that country are necessarily playing with a full deck of cards. And I think that's actually come as a surprise to Donald Trump. I genuinely think he thought that they would have given up by now. But I think even he's surprised that, the Iranian economy is absolutely decimated and the country's getting absolutely battered and, people are suffering. I mean, there must be people that are really struggling to afford foods, and who knows what's happening with like supplies of food and things along those lines. I mean, it's who knows really what's going on in there. They were out internet, weren't they, for a month, 2 months, 3 months. So I don't know what life's like within Iran. I can't imagine that it's great. I think Donald Trump thought that pressure would force Iran to the negotiation table, and it hasn't. So what are we dealing with? Who are these people? Where are their "we can't take it anymore" lines? Do they even have any? How much do they want to hurt the world and America? And I don't know. This is the stuff we're all gambling with, aren't we? This is the stuff that I would not feel comfortable gambling with any of that. I just really do not know the answers to it. So, I mean, again, we're not getting political. I'm not saying, this is what they should do, this is what they shouldn't do. I'm not saying that what's happening is good or bad. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that the whole thing's a disaster. The whole thing is obviously not helping anyone right now. And the fact that, like, what is it, 2 weeks or so, WWE kind of fly very close to that. It's don't know, man. Iran's been targeting military bases in retaliation to unprovoked attacks. Well, I mean, it's all just it's all obviously highly political, highly controversial, and I'm not really interested in getting into the weeds of it. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. If they go, I'm confident they believe that it's safe. But there's lots of people that obviously think they shouldn't go. William said civilians getting killed and injured is collateral. Targeting civilians in the Middle East, all hell will break loose. Iranians are not suicidal. They are a network of military assets, says William. They're not working as any sort of unilateral ideal or plan. The military assets are acting without any sort of command structure. No one in Iran is in control. But isn't that quite scary? If they are just doing what they think is going to cause the most trouble. Like none of this feels safe. None of this feels like it's under control at the moment. So that's why if people are saying, no, you'll be fine going to Saudi, I personally would be very nervous about it if I was a wrestler. I think you could probably do if WWE Unreal was really going to be the show we wanted, show me the conversations going on right now. Show me the Saudis reassuring WWE that it's going to be okay, and then show me WWE reassuring the wrestlers that I'd love to see those conversations. I'd love to see those chats. I think that'd be absolutely flipping fascinating. That would be one of the best Unreal episodes ever, where we kind of see, what's actually going on behind the scenes right now as they head towards this controversial event, shall we say. William said it's not safe to go there and veil an attack. I agree. I wouldn't want to go, says William. Yeah, no, I get your points as well, though. I really do. I understand what you're saying about, if you target a civilian place, that is a big no-no. And, all of a sudden you might drive allies away. How would China view that? How would Russia view that? If you kind of take an action like that. So I do understand what you're saying, and I think that that's obviously got to be a factor in this event still going ahead, because if it wasn't, I'm sure it would have been cancelled already. So there we go. Saudi Arabia. I've said I don't mind such conversations. I really don't, because I sort of feel like, what's the point in doing these conversations and these streams if we can't talk about whatever we want to talk about? Obviously, we try and do it respectfully, where we don't, get into the politics of it. But yeah, it's a very interesting topic. Obviously, it's a very controversial situation. Daze Iran have stated they don't have an issue with Americans; they just hate Donald Trump. So WWE should genuinely be safe. It's a gamble, though, isn't it? Because who knows if that's true? Who knows if you can trust that? Who knows if that situation doesn't change? Who knows if there's not a weapon that's kind of chucked in that direction that goes awry? I mean, we've seen situations where there's been missiles and stuff that have not landed on intended targets. So I don't know. I mean, I think we can all understand why there would be unease about going, even if the Iranians are saying that, That's the difference between Night of Champions and WrestleMania. How many countries are flying over to Saudi just for Mania? I would find it hypocritical if China and other countries had an issue with civilian targeting, with what they've been doing and what they've been ignoring. A lot of it's politics, though, isn't it? A lot of it is like wanting to show the world that you don't support such actions. So, again, it's all political point scoring. It might not be that you're actually bothered by it. It's, because, as you said, you might be doing something just as bad within your own country. But, you might not want the world to think that you support such actions. And so, there's a lot of political posturing that can go on. So, yeah, messy. There's not really an answer to it. I mean, we were never going to reach a conclusion necessarily, right? The only conclusion that I've reached is that I do believe TKO are aware of the situation. I don't think they want to put lives in danger. I would imagine there's a lot of guarantees for safety. And as a result, it all looks like it's still going ahead. If I was a wrestler, I would be nervous for the reasons that we've said. But as of right now, yeah, it's all still happening in a few weeks' time. So, but who knows? Maybe if it all flares up again, like it looks like it's sort of starting to, maybe that changes again. So, but anyway, that was our Evolve stream, right? Welcome to Saudi Arabia Daily, where we cover all the daily comings and goings of the Middle East. But yes, really, this was an Evolve stream. Main event, you lot said, was good 95. We didn't get loads of votes, though. 39 votes, good 95. I think this was a fairly skippable episode of Evolve, but there were still some moments in there. But yeah, on we go. Okay, Right. Appreciate people joining us. We will be back again. We've got the WEP tomorrow. We got a member stream tomorrow. But obviously, we're back to normal on Friday with SmackDown being, I think, I don't even know where it is, Rhode Island, maybe. We're back in America. That'll be nice. Oh, God, that'll be nice. So enjoy the rest of your evenings. Thanks for joining. I'll see you again next time.